we're going to look at doing your beam centering. So what we're going to need for this is going to be some clear tape. Again, that high quality, thick tape that is not going to melt on you. We just want to put a tiny little hole in there so that we can check our nozzle centering. So we want a nozzle on here. Typically you want to start with something that is maybe just a little bit bigger so you can get your rough centering on there. And then you can work your way down, finally ending up at the smallest nozzle that you have. Typically something around like a 1.4 millimeter is what I like to end with, so you can really get that centering dialed in just perfectly. We're going to go ahead, take a piece of this clear tape, and I'm going to press it to the tip of the nozzle here, giving it a nice firm press because I want to leave an outline of that inner hole in that nozzle in that tape so that I can compare it to the hole we put in there. The next thing we're going to need is a 4 millimeter Allen wrench, and that is how we are going to adjust the screws here to adjust our nozzle centering. After we get our tape on there, we're going to go to the computer screen over here, and we're going to open up our tape shot option, set our power, and get a beam fire to put a hole in that tape. Now that we have our tape on our head here and we are ready to do our tape shot, we're going to go ahead, we're going to open up under laser head here on the debug page. We're going to go to tape shot. This is going to be different a little bit based on which power laser you have, but the general basis here is you want to search for the least amount of power, where when you hit that button, it'll fire the laser, but not melt the tape. Generally, you're looking for something in the ballpark of about 5 to 1,000 watts. This one right here, about 1,250 watts. This is fine, but you're going to adjust that by just changing your numbers here, laser power and duty cycle. And then we want to make sure that we have our shot frequency at about 80 milliseconds, and our pulse frequency at 5,000 here is perfectly fine. Once you have that setting, we're going to go ahead and hit this laser button here. When you hit that, it's going to fire the laser, burning the hole in that tape, and then you can go and check where that hole is lined up with the center of your nozzle and adjust as needed. You may need to do this multiple times, and getting the centering right can be a little bit of a process, but you need to check it and make sure that it is correct, because if it is off, that is going to affect your cutting quality. It's going to affect the nozzle heat, especially when you are using smaller nozzles doing oxygen cutting. It's very important to have this centering good. So take your time, do it correctly, and don't rush through it. All right, now that we're back here, we have our hole in our tape. We're going to pull that off, and we're going to check it. We're going to look at it, and you're going to measure. You can use, some microscopes with scales or that kind of thing to help you with this as well. You just want to judge where that beam is in relation to that outside outline of that nozzle opening. If we need to adjust it, that's where we're going to come in and start adjusting these screws. You want to go real small adjustments. Realistically, if you're going any more than a quarter of a turn at a time, you've gone too far. There is, on the front of the cutting head here, some etched little lines in here that just kind of show you which way each of those adjustments is going to go. We also will provide you with a guide laying this out better when your basic training happens. So, small adjustments, tightening or loosening, checking your cross pattern here, it's telling you which way you need to move that hole to get your beam centered. I will tell you, if you go ahead and just crank both of these things tight or loosen them all the way out, something's not right. You need to stop and check what is going on there, or get a hold of us and we can help you through it.